But so explain that to me. So, but if you have a collective that's making all this money, is there a cap on it? Like how do you determine what if somebody has a huge pot to give somebody and then all the kids want to go to that school because they want all the money and therefore you have a great team and they win, right? I mean, how do
Yeah,
you
well, that they're trying to put some balance into it, but for the most part, I mean, look, what you're going to see now is you're going to see more uh, of of wealthy people involved with colleges because these NFL teams are so expensive. You
got it?
know, I mean, Oregon's had Phil Knight for years. He's always been hugely involved with their program, which has been great for them. And other people donate too, but which, it's not just all money that makes a great team. I mean, look at the Patriots when we were there, we were winning Super Bowls. We were one of the lowest paying teams in the league. I mean, for the last 10 years before Belichick left in 2022 or 23, they were the bottom 10 of all the money spent in the NFL
Right.
because it's more that you have to build a team. A team's a sense of belonging. And
Sure.
if you don't create that sense of belonging, if everything's dollars and cents, you'll never win.
Right. Can you explain the $20.5 million ruling? Like, what does that mean?
Well, I think, yeah, I'm not sure what that means. I know that 20.25 million. I mean, teams can raise more than 15 million, but I think where everybody's working off is a budget because a lot of this money that you're getting from the donors has to come back every single year. It's
Okay.
hard to go to some schools don't have a huge alumni base to go back to their donors and say, hey, we need $5 million every single year.
Right. So I think I remember watching Moneyball. Is that what it's called? And of course, this
Yeah.
is about football. I mean, it was about baseball. But is there some sense to that where, like, can money create, or the lack of money, whatever? Can you create a winning team using
Yeah, you
money?
have to, it's what we call divergent thinking. You have to think that differently. You can't pay everybody.
Okay.
Everybody thinks creative thinking is what really matters. Divergent thinking is almost entrepreneurial. It's taking an existing idea and making it better. Sherlock Holmes was divergent in thought. He wasn't creative in thought. He saw things that other people didn't see. So when you get a situation like the collective where you have to 15 million, you can't pay everybody. So you have to work within systems to get things in place where, for example, we know we have to develop young offensive linemen. We know we need to do that. So we may have to take 3 or 4 young offensive linemen, redshirt them, get them stronger, get them healthier, knowing that we can't replace them in 3 years.
Hmm. Okay. So explain to me your vision then for UNC football. Where do you guys stand in terms of money and teams?
Well, we're very competitive. I mean, I think once Coach Belichick got there, they were determined to be competitive with the money. The school,
Okay.
our Chancellor Roberts has been very good, and North Carolina has an incredible alumni base. I mean, obviously people know of Michael Jordan and Julius Peppers and some of the great basketball players that have come through here. And this is truly, we had Roy Williams speak to the team this week, who's the former basketball coach here at UNC. And he talked about North Carolina being a family, and he's right. It's truly a great family. So we have all the resources here. Now we have to do things to make it work. It's just not, there's nothing in life where you throw money at a problem that solves it.
Mm,
Throwing money at a problem never worked. I mean, just look at our government. Nobody throws money at problems more than our government does, and it doesn't solve it. Where you
right.
have to have thought behind what you're trying to do. And paying the most money doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have the best product.
Got it. Okay, talk to me about, so part of the scouting is you're looking for kids in high school to come to your college. What about this transfer portal? What about people already in college going back and forth? Do you like the transfer portal? Is that a pain in the neck? And because it shows no loyalty, what are your thoughts?
Well, I don't mind it. I mean, look, it's a business, right? Once you get past the fact that, it's not about getting a varsity letter. Once you get past that and you understand this is the business we've chosen, then you can accept the guys moving around and trying to do different things.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, to me, but the portal works both ways, right? I get to say goodbye to players and they get to say goodbye to me. I may get another player to come in.
Oh, right.
So, I mean, it's the old Steven Stills, love the one you're with, right? So we're going to do that. And you have to be able to make those decisions because, for example, if I lose a player, say I lose a player that's a good player, but I can replace him with a better player at cheaper money, I've made the team better.
Right. And how does it work? Are you guys in the incoming phone call business of people as well? Because now they see a team that you and Bill Belichick are creating and they want to be part of that?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna, my phone rings quite a bit, but again, everything's about choices, right? I say this all the time to people. Scouting is about elimination, not finding. The
Hmm.
the FBI doesn't look for serial killers in the phone book. They have a profile of what they're actually looking for. Well, we
Hmm.
have a profile for what we're looking for at every single position. And so if you don't fit the profile, we're not going to talk to you. You may be a great player for another school, but
Right.
that's meaningless for us. We want what belongs here, what fits for us.
Right. And I'm curious about what you see as a success story. Are you trying to cultivate these kids into pro players? And to you, is that a success story, or is your success story what goes on here at the college?
Well, that's just one slice of the pie. I think the success story is ultimately winning. All of us working together to win, and individuals having their own success. I can't determine that, but one thing I do know is we'll get players ready. If they have professional aspirations, they'll be more ready to play professional football than any school in the country if they
Mhm.
have the talent to go forward. I mean, we are truly the 33rd team. We're going
Right.
to teach them how to become a pro. What's the difference between an amateur and a professional? Well, amateurs look for results, professionals look for processes. Amateurs do it sometime, professionals do it all the time. And so that difference is really important. I spent a lot of time the last 5 years out of football writing the Daily Coach, which is a leadership uh, a community that we started along with George Raveling, who's the former head coach at Iowa, Washington State, and USC. And he writes, we have a team of people we write every morning. We have a leadership email that goes out. Right now, we're at 37,000 people that read it. But that's what we're trying to teach is how to become a good leader, how to be a better person, because we know this. Very few get the chance to play professional football. And if you do, if you last 10 years, you've had one incredible career. But the
Mhm.
most part, you last 3 or 4 years, you get the rest of your life.
Right.
People think of athletes, as if this guy's made $10 million a year. Well, he may only make that for 4 years. Now, 40 million is a lot of money, but
Mhm.
he's not going to be able to be like Bruce Springsteen and go over to Europe and play in front of 100,000 people at 75 years old with the
Right.
Rolling Stones. This career doesn't last a lifetime.
Right.